So I'll show you how to play Symphony of Destruction, all the rhythm parts in this song. So this is one of my favourite songs. I love Megadeth, brilliant guitar playing. And this has some real good riffs to get your fundamental heavy metal rhythm guitar playing down. So it's probably like one of the easier Megadeth songs to learn. It's not like Holy Wars or something crazy. But you still got to have skill to make it sound good. So do pay attention to the other things I'm going to talk about here, other than just the riffs and the tab. So that's our first riff. So you're going to palm mute 1 and 3 on your low E string, like that. Then you've got an F power chord and an E power chord. And between the two E's you've got a rest note. So during that period you might use your little finger for those power chords, by the way, that's fine. When you go to this E power chord, make sure that you're muting everything else in there, okay? That first finger can kind of lazily hang across those other strings just to take care of all the noise, because a real part of this is getting the rhythm solid, and when there's no guitar playing we really don't want any little bits coming out. So what you can do as well is the rest note between the two E power chords, get these other fingers to just dampen the strings, and you'll just develop this kind of rest momentum over the years that you play. It'll just come out naturally after you've programmed it in there. So that's most of this main riff done. So I'll play through the whole verse just to put that in context for you. Onto the pre-chorus riff now, so we'll need a little hammer-on thing in here. So I'll play through it first and then I'll break it down. Lots of fun to play this. Now, you're palm muting your low E string in between all these little chords you're playing. So we'll be working in this little area between fret 7, 6 and 5. On the A and D string you're playing these tiny little chords. So play the 7s with your third finger, the 6s with your middle finger, and the 5s with your first finger. And that saves any messing and hassle and unnecessary movement. So just get that going. And you've got those low E palm mutes in between those chords. Then we get to the hammer on. So go to string 4 at fret 5 with your first finger, pick that note and hammer on the 7, and then pick 5 again. So in context, So I'll play through all those bits slowly, and then I'll show you how the pre-chorus ends and we go into the chorus. So you can follow the tab there to get to this point. Then just to build up some tension before the chorus kicks in, we have this really cool rundown. So 2 palm mutes on your low E. Then you're going to apply some vibrato to the 5th fret of the 5th string. I just use my first finger here. Then we're going to do this descending chromatic run down 6, 5, 4, 3, 2 and 1 on your low E. Loads of people do this lots of different kind of ways. Just do whatever fingers work for you. This is how I do it. You know, I just track across each of those with the first finger. 6 with the middle, then from 5 onwards with the first finger. Then end with just a good old E5. Let that ring out and we're going to go into the chorus here. So there's a lot of lip ring in this part, and what I mean by that is you're just kind of letting the notes and the chord shapes ring into one another. It does sound a bit messy in isolation, but you know, in context it sounds really cool. So you're starting off with pretty much an E5 power chord shape. I'll keep the distortion off a wee sec while I do this. So you've just ended the pre-chorus with your E5 down there. Let that low E string keep ringing, then scoot up into this position. And we're going to apply a little picking pattern here. So the low E is ringing out already. Then go to the 4th string, 5th string and 6th string and just pick across those strings. Then you just alter the chord shape. We've got this kind of tritone looking one now. So you're still going to let that low E ring a lot. It's fret 7 of the 5th string and 8 of the 4th string. Apply the same picking pattern. Then go to 2 7s and do the same. And I'll put that together. Then we jump to this 6th fret of the 4th string and do some vibrato. Now I actually just block out the lower strings there, just so that the vibrato is definitely audible there. You know, it's hard to tell exactly what's going on, but that's just how I do it anyway. You can compare this to other lessons and live videos of Dave and the guys playing it. Then after you've applied vibrato to fret 6 there, we're going to play 7 on the 5th string and on the low E string. And I just kind of slide off down there, it just adds a bit more style. So I'll put all that together. Then we're into the next bit. Similar ideas, just in another place. So again, that low E's ringing out. You're down at a C power chord shape on the fifth string, 3rd fret. and you're doing the same kind of picking pattern across it. Then another tritone looking one. That's fret 3 of the 5th string and 4 of the 4th string. So that's our next bit. I'll put that together. Then go to a D5 power chord shape, do the same thing. So that's what we have next. I think sometimes when I play it, I do a pull off from 5 to 4. You could do that there. Or just pick it all. And I just trail off that little finger there for another slide. Let's put it all together. Do all that again, but instead of finishing with the ending that we did there, we're just going to finish with a D5 power chord. So I'll put it in context here. And then we're into a verse again. So go to a D5. And you can kind of slide that off as well. And then into a verse and a pre-chorus again, just the same stuff. Do download the tab I've given you because it'll put all this into context. You know, once you've got the bits down, you've got to listen to the song, you know, to memorize how many times you play things, but it is there in the tab for you. Another chorus comes along. It's basically just the same thing but twice as long. And it will lead you into the big crazy solo section. So I'm not doing that today. Maybe sometime in the future that would be cool to do. And you're just going to be playing the rhythm underneath here, which is similar to the pre-chorus. So what I'll do here is I'll play the end of the chorus and go into this rhythm section. Now you can check the tab and listen to the song to see exactly how many times that plays there. You'll notice it's similar to the pre-chorus riff earlier, but you don't do the hammer-on bit. And then as you're waiting for your next thing to play, you know, lay those fingers across just to block everything. Because during those parts where you're not playing, you really want to make sure your rhythm's tight and not having other strings ring out. You know, we don't want that. We want silence there. Another verse will come around, another pre-chorus, another chorus to take you to the end. So that's the riffs then, so you've just got to learn them and then put them together.